live from 2K.
The Chicago River winding its way through the heart of the Windy City, our sight tonight. Hi everyone, thanks for joining us on 2K Sports. NBA action is coming up. In this game, we'll see the Detroit Pistons going up against the Chicago Bulls at United Center. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by the talented analyst tandem of Greg Anthony and Chris Webber. David Aldridge is on our sideline. DA, it's all yours.
Well, guys, for all of the star power Blake Griffin had when he was in Los Angeles, it was tough for him to be the leader of the Clippers. There were bigger voices in the locker room, such as CP3 and Doc Rivers. But Pistons coach Dwayne Casey said, in Detroit, he's definitely the leader. When he speaks, everybody listens. This is his team. Kevin?
Yeah, and he has their confidence. David, thank you. And for a look at how the competition stacks up right now. These, the new power rankings, they tell a great story. You look at Portland, they're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
And checking out Chicago, they've sure made a statement here early on, outpacing some teams that were expected to be better, owning that top spot and defending it with pride.
And now the opening lineup for Detroit. On the wings, Kennard and Snell. Maker out there with Wood, and it's Knight in at the 1 spot. And for Chicago, Porter and Markkanen, the duo at forward. Thomas Satoransky is out there with Oladipo, and it's Carter in at the center position. The pass to Kennard. Inside. Maker with the ball. Looking at teams with new coaches, Chris, how long do you think it usually takes a new system to get the kinks out and work properly?
Yeah, hopefully you have veteran players because they can adapt the system a little bit quicker. Younger players, they might not, know the lingo. They might not know necessarily where to be. So you have to practice. And with practice time not being as a premium like it used to be, it's a little tougher. So it takes a while. You want to make sure you kind of look at the season, 82 games, you look at it in 4 20-game stretches, and you hope by that second 20-game stretch, you're into finding your rhythm as a team, and the team starting to hone in on those little details.
Good perspective. So the Chicago Bulls able to put up the first points on the board. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Kennard. The teardrop falls in.
He knew what he wanted to do all along. The teardrop.
And so Markkanen will bring it up for the Bulls. Last time these two teams came together was also in this building. They were able to win it for the home fans.
And the last time these two met, they were able to get a big win because of that bench production. Second unit might be a factor in this one as well.
Well, that's just something to keep an eye on. I mean, when their reserves are operating at a high level, it's so tough to beat.
And there's the bucket from Victor Oladipo.
Oh, they tailored their offense around him. And let me tell you, he loves playing in this system.
To the inside, here's Maker. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Showing he has some touch. Now for Maker, it's more about adding the muscle so he can become more dangerous.
Here's Snell. Kept alive. Great positioning on the putback.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
The Bulls have gone 2 of 3 here to start off the game. Here's Carter. Makes it off the glass.
What concentration from the big man right there. Carter Jr., I mean, he's experienced at converting difficult baskets.
The Pistons have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. Now, here's Knight. He really played well in that last game against Charlotte. In the corner, Kennard with it. Takes the 3. Carter pulls it in. The Bulls trail by 3. Oladipo, left side. Again, Chicago.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts. And Chris, just how special was it to play for Detroit in your career? What relationship does this team have with their fans?
Yeah, it was so special. I mean, being able to go home to the house that I grew up in, or to where my parents lived, and be able to go to the Pistons practice and to be part of it, to put on that jersey. It was so special, man. This team is a mainstay of the city. I mean, you feel like you can lift up the whole city when you play for the Pistons. It was such a special part of my career. Oh, he's got a role in this quarter, taking it on himself to guide their offense.
Carter right side. On the wing, Porter. No good. And Detroit the other way now. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
Yeah, it was all hands on deck. Helps to get points off the bench when you're on the road.
In that kind of environment, every point matters. The bench was a huge reason why they won that one.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Bulls shooting their first free throw attempt on the night.
And you really got to give them a ton of credit for what they've done at the free throw line this season. How about 82% as a unit?
Detroit making a switch here. John Henson's checked in for Thon Maker. Blake Griffin comes in for Christian Wood. Jordan McRae, he's checked in for Tony Snell. And it's Bruce Brown in for Knight. Here's McRae. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Charlotte. Here's Porter, and finished off by Porter.
This is what I'm talking about, the mindset of Porter. When he's driving inside, he wants to dunk it hard every time.
Stolen away, and here comes White, leading the fast break. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yeah, you can tell they love to get out and run when the opportunity is there.
Here's Kennard. And again, it's the Pistons missing.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
The three from Valentine. Kennard with the rebound. Pistons trail by 5. Chandler Hutchison. He's checked in for Otto Porter Jr. Brown feeling out of it. Shot's good by Kennard. Kennard's got 11 points.
He's ramped up his game in a big way this quarter. I don't think he likes it when they're trailing.
And Kennard came into the league viewed mostly as a shooter, but he's been able to provide much more than that.
I mean, better than you think when he puts the ball on the floor. Learning how to lean into defenders and step back to open up the shot is a better playmaker than he gets credit for, and we should see him take on a larger role as he develops.
And he knocks down the first one.
The athleticism and blinding speed White possesses is impressive. This guy plays with a lot of moxie.
And both free throws good for White. And 1:01 left to play in the first. Passes to McRae. Rebounded by Gafford.
Now look, even if he had other places to go with the ball, that's a good shot. You can't blame him for letting that one fly.
And it's good for 2.
Oh, great ball movement there.
And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for the Pistons. 6-point game. Here's Griffin. No good with the triple.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Shots good from Young.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Brown outside. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
I love whenever Griffin finishes with power. I mean, he's showing he's not to be messed with close to the basket.
The offensive rebound, Gafford. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2.
Toughness and energy on the boards, an easy putback to show for it.
Right side, Griffin. Again, Griffin missing. The basket's coming early and often in the first quarter. Bulls lead by 8. From the United Center in Chicago. Back in a moment. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And taking a look at Chicago's performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
With the game being fast-paced these days, you can expect this from a lot of teams, but they did it very well.
Chicago leading by 8. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. So the Bulls 5 right now. You've got White. He's out there with Chris Dunn. And it's Hutchinson in at the 3, the small forward.
Well, yeah, Kevin, last season was not a successful one for the Bulls. I mean, they had the 5th worst record in the NBA, although it got them a nice draft pick. But it was another step in a long rebuilding process.
Now, here's Brown. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Outside Griffin. It's hauled in by the Bulls. And for the Bulls, Chris, they had a young team and they knew it wasn't their time.
Yeah, the team decided to move on from the Hoiberg era as well, Kevin. I mean, they dealt with a lot of injuries during last season, and the team is still searching for an identity.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, in Blake Griffin, the Pistons have their biggest star in years, probably going back to their championship team of 2004. A return to all-star form for Blake meant tremendous individual numbers last season. And the Pistons hadn't won a playoff game in more than a decade. Still not the result they want in 2019. The Pistons will be trying to capitalize during Blake's prime. Kevin, we'll see where this franchise goes from here.
We sure will, David, but he's a terrific player. Thank you so much. Brown, good.
No, he just caught the defense napping. He shoots a very high percentage from three-point range when there's no hand in his face.
Here's Hutchison. It's not going to go for him. Pistons trail by 13. Kennard, the pass to Henson. And slam dunk by Henson.
Look, he may not be thought of as big for a center, but with his ability to go vertical, he sure plays big.
Bulls have gotten 4 of their first 5 shots to fall in the second quarter. Outstanding shooting. Scooped up. Out to White. Another shot, and he sinks the layup. White's got 10 points in the game.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
And now the first timeout called here for Detroit. Chris, you have been passionate about honoring those who blazed the trail for today's NBA, like the Globetrotters and the Wrens, in the days before integration.
Yeah. I mean, you think about what they've gone through off the court and on the court, and anyone, regardless of color, nationality, of just paving the way for me as a basketball player. I want to say thank you. Let's just think about what Red Auerbach did. Drafting the first African-American player, making the first African-American player coach in Bill Russell, who won the championship that year, and leaving him a good team.
Hammering it in!
Like the vision from Porter, not just looking for his own shot, constantly looking to get it to the open man.
Pistons trail by 15. Pass to McCray. Now, here is Knight. Back to Maker. McCray kicks to Knight. Pass to McCray. Just 4 to shoot. Offensive rebound. And the basket by Maker. Maker's got his second bucket of the night.
At 7'1", you got to box out Maker because he's capable of burning you on the offensive glass.
Here's Markkanen. No good that time. And it's Detroit the other way. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. That game is the first and last of their homestand. That one goes in, and it's 6 points for Thon Maker.
There aren't many players as big as Maker. He realizes this. Nice work inside.
Outside Porter. Now the pass to Markkanen. He kicks to Dunn. Overnight. Dunn misses. And so Knight will bring it up for Detroit. They trail by 11. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pistons will retain possession.
And now we get a moment to see the numbers for Porter. He's around 10 points per game, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. Yeah, he's been making the right decisions and letting the game come to him. Solid play all around.
Yeah, GA, I like it because he's not overcomplicating things. I mean, he's just playing to his strengths and taking what the defense gives him.
And a coach that players love is Dwayne Casey. Very vet-friendly, sticks up for his guys in every post-game interview.
Yeah, Casey is very measured in his approach. He can be a bit slow to change at times, but his players appreciate the consistency.
Pistons trail by 10. Knight with it. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Maker passes to McCray. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Gunn kicks to Oladipo. And finished off by Oladipo.
What unselfishness from the young guard, Dunn. He's making more of an effort to distribute the ball.
Here's McCray. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. The shot, no good. Nice D from Oladipo. And finished off by Oladipo.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. Maker, yes, and Knight with the assist that time. Knight's got 3 assists tonight.
And despite the hot start from beyond, they've gotten away from shooting the triple.
Carter kicks to Dunn. Oladipo outside. A three-pointer is right on target. Oladipo's got 9 points now in the quarter.
This game would have a different look if it wasn't for his shooting. I mean, 100% from the field for him.
Nice ball movement by Detroit. Knight against Markkanen. Here's Wood. Tries again. And it's sent back by Carter.
Wendell Carter Jr., 6'11", able to use his great length to get the block right there.
Here's Knight. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From deep three-point range, Carter pulls it in. Got it off in time. No good on the last second attempt there. And that concludes the first half. It's the Bulls up by 15. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Coach, it's early in the season, so what can you say about how things are going chemistry-wise so far?
I love our guys. We have a great group of young men that are competing hard, and it feels good because I know our guys are totally engaged and focused and giving us what they have.
Ryan, thanks a lot. Back to you.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is right here. Say hey to the folks, Kenny. Hey, folks. Say hey to the folks, Shaq.
Hey, folks.
Hey, let's get this party started. Victor Oladipo putting in some incredible work. He had 13 points and 1 block. Some great work from him in the first 2 quarters. And Kenny, what did you think about what you saw from Chicago?
Well, we can't look past the huge contribution their benches provided. They've got this lead mainly because of the injection of energy and offense that they got from their reserves. That's what a coach wants to see. I'm guessing the minutes will be spread out a little bit in the second half.
Shaq, what do you think about the Pistons?
They were not running an efficient offense. The shot selection has to improve. It's as simple as that. Too many guys working as individuals, not as a team. They need to work as a unit, Ernie. Move the ball.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. You look at Victor Oladipo in this game, he has been everywhere.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And as they can't slow him down, you know what you do? You keep feeding them and feeding them and feeding them. This is the right game plan.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second.
Well, last season was a successful one for the Pistons. I mean, they made the playoffs as an 8 seed. They were counted out at times, but had a strong second half to make it back to the postseason.
And Detroit, looking at who they've got. On the wings, Kennard and Snell. Wood out there with Maker, and it's Knight in at the 1.
Such a consistent night for him from the field. Whenever they've needed it, he's been their safety valve.
Carter comes in with a double team. Passes it to Kennard. Here's Knight. Here's Wood. Satoransky covering. Wood kicks to Snell. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. And Chris with the Pistons. An incredible run during February made the difference last season for them.
Yeah, well, the offense had been their weak spot, but it was clicking during that stretch. I mean, this team needs to find a way to play like that all season long. They showed some flashes of greatness. Now it's just about continuing to improve.
Kennard. Off target from three-point range.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Dwayne Casey was the 2018 Coach of the Year, but as we all know, he was fired after that same season by the Raptors. But Casey has found a home in Detroit. Casey said, "I have no regrets." Winston Churchill said, "Success consists of going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm." And that's what I've done. So, Kevin, Dwayne Casey is still pounding the rock.
He sure is, and I like that Churchill quote as well. Thanks, David. And the first time out of the game called for Chicago.
Well, after a promising rookie season, it was tough for second-year guard Luke Kennard. I mean, injuries had him in and out of the lineup as his development was slow.
A different look here for Detroit. Henson checked in for Maker, and Blake Griffin subbed in for Christian Wood. Count that one. White's got 12 points in the game.
And this is how you want to come out of the half. Prolific and efficient.
Just a dream scenario for them so far. Their offense looking like a well-oiled machine.
And although Kennard righted the ship after the trade deadline, he lacked confidence early.
Yeah, he has a bad habit, Kevin, of not taking the first good look that he gets. And then by doing that, you let the defense adjust to you. Now, when he trusts himself, and as he did more and more last year, he can become a solid contributor to this team.
For Chicago, they have yet to miss from the free throw line. They're 3 for 3. Free throw good, Satoransky. And good on the second, so he makes them both. There are not many checks in the NBA, but C-Web, Thomas Satoransky leading the way on that front.
Yeah. Best player from a country that is having a golden age for their national team. Satoransky, I mean, he said that he's very proud to represent the Czechs in the NBA, and he's doing a great job at it.
Young finds Satoransky. Here's White. Young on the follow. 6 points for him.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Pistons trail by 21. Outside Knight. Out left to the wing. Here's Snell. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Well, with all the youth the Bulls had, the team wanted to bring in some veterans over the summer.
Yeah, and that's something that needed to happen, GA. I mean, the team has some room in free agency to fill out some leadership roles, but in Chicago is still a major market, and vets would love to come and play for the Windy City.
Bruce Brown, he's checked in for Brandon Knight, so he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. Guess when it comes to offensive rebounding, who does the best job of creating second chance opportunities now?
Oh, it's 2 names. Andre Drummond, Steven Adams. And the toughest part about it is, as a defender, you don't only have to worry about guarding your man, going over and helping, but then you have to worry about guys that are just hanging out in the rebound painted area, just waiting for their turn. And so it takes the wind out of you, it tires you out, but also your mental focus that game is all over the place because no matter what you're doing, you always have to come back to the thought, oh no, now box out because this guy's a beast on the boards.
Oh, Griffin in position. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Here's Gafford. There's the killer two-handed slam.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Satoransky against Brown. Shoots over Satoransky. Chicago grabs the miss. Gafford's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Young finds Satoransky. The putback. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. And Chicago has possession. So the wing on the left pulls up from the corner. Good as the jump shot falls. White's got 4 points this quarter.
An assertive offensive player. White knows he has the green light to rise and fire.
And the slam by Blake Griffin.
Oh, great flow to that possession. 2 players totally in sync with each other.
Satoransky, the pass to Gafford. Count it. Gafford's got 8 points.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
And so Brown will bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. Down low. And Griffin slams it in.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with 2 hands on that stuff. Denzel Valentine, he's checked in for the Bulls.
Somebody's getting pissed. Oh, these guys are getting mad.
Young taking his time here.
You know what, man?
Yes,
I'm going to
White.
eat some clock. Yeah, but I'm going to eat some cheddar. You know what I'm saying?
Pass to Hutchison. 5 on the clock.
You ain't going to have so many cheese.
Chicago needs to get off a shot here. The shot by Valentine, no good.
Yeah,
For Detroit, they've gone even 50% to the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. Here's McRae. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And let's check out a breakdown. Looking at some stats for Knight.
And something has really clicked for him at the free throw line. In the past 5 games, this percentage at the line is much better than it had been prior. Sometimes that's how it works. A switch flips, and all of a sudden, you're locked in.
And the first one at the line is good. Carter, he's checked in for Chicago. Otto Porter Jr. comes in for Chandler Hutchison. And a switcher also for Detroit. Makers checked in.
Very rich history for Detroit Pistons. They've been a part of the sports scene in Detroit since 1957, and they have 3 championships to their name.
White the pass to Young. That one falls. 8 points for him.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Here's Kennard, guarded by Porter, and the basket by Maker.
Oh, you get it inside like this, you're going to get a high percentage shot almost every time.
And White kicks to Valentine. And Maker sends it back.
Proving he can be an active defender. Great hustle from Maker to stifle the shooting.
Here's Brown, back to Maker, and the dunk by Maker.
And that's why you don't let him get positioned deep in the post.
No, just too big of a threat down there. I mean, he has a number of go-to moves at his disposal.
Porter, no luck.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
Oh, he's just such a terrific offensive rebounder. I mean, Carter Jr. excels at using his big body to his advantage on the glass.
Brown outside. And it's sent back by Carter. And here we go. And so it's Chicago, cruising into the quarter break with a 22-point lead. Their defense has been active and effective. We'll return shortly.
Yeah, my plan here is going to be some eating the cheese, if you know what I mean. They ain't going to have much in the way of time on this one. I'm gonna eat up all that cheese. You're gonna get a tiny, tiny wedge. If I have anything to say
And it's
about
time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
No, that's quick decision making. You see a guy open, you can't hesitate. That's an outstanding play right there.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. Markin and Carter are up front. Valentine out there with Oladipo. And it's Porter at the small forward position. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls. Here's Wood. Top of the key jumper, no good.
Yeah, they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive. And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
Yeah, that's why he's hot. He's playing with a lot of confidence. That's why they're going to him with such consistency.
And there's the bucket from McRae.
Well, that's almost a sure thing when you leave him that wide open on the perimeter. I mean, that's his sweet spot.
Now, Valentine.
Hey, yo, right here.
Here's Carter. Rebounded by Maker. Maker's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's McRae. Chicago grabs the miss.
He has shot them in the foot with his inability to make shots tonight.
Here's Brown. And the layup's good off the glass.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Here's Oladipo. He makes his 10th basket of the night from the field. He has missed 2 shots from the floor.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. There are a lot of people that say, Chris, the European players are more fundamentally sound overall. Are they right?
Well, I think when you look at a guy like Doncic or Dirk or Porzingis,
Yes.
You're taking the best of the best and you're creating a whole field. So I can't say overall. I would say they've had some players that have come in and wowed us, and that's awesome. But also you have those guys going pro at the age of 13, 14, 15 years old, and so I think they may miss out on some of the other things that life has to offer, like a normal high school experience, those type of things. But I tell you what, it's a copycat league and it's a copycat game, and so once you see players that are 7 foot coming over, shooting, passing, dribbling, I think you could say guys like Kevin Durant and others, I think you can say they're pretty sound overall. So I don't buy into that theory, but I do think for a lot of Europeans, being a professional early helps you transition into the NBA a little bit better maybe than guys coming out of college off of 1 year.
I would agree.
And they've won the rebound battle so far, and it's translated to the scoreboard.
Well, they look like they just want more right now. You gotta love the hustle.
The man has no heart, and that's poor defense for a team that has a long way to catch up.
Yeah, D-like, that isn't going to get you back in the game. You have to stay connected to these shooters.
Here's Kennard. Yes, and Knight with the assist that time.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, these days, so much emphasis on the perimeter game, but you can see why after that sequence.
Oladipo finds Markkanen. And Chris, whether it's KD or Kyrie, we've seen stars grow irritated. Constant questions about their free agent destinations.
I would just suggest to them to go back in time. Nothing's new under the sun. Watch guys like Shaq, like myself, other guys that were free agents. It's a time to talk about it, and it's a time not to. And you can even speak about your impending free agency without insulting the fans where you're playing and without guessing of maybe where you will go next year. I just think that guys just need to be a little more sensitive with it. Fans really want to know, and if the media's going to ask you the question, you got to figure a way how to handle that out delicately.
Well said. That free throw good from Oladipo.
I'm pretty sure this game's already mine, so
Oladipo hits them both.
it's just without playing the game, baby.
And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Galloway, the pass to Mikhailu. Back to Galloway. From outside, off the mark. And so Markkanen will bring it up for the Chicago Bulls. Oladipo outside. And there's the pass to Satoransky. Detroit with the rebound. Snell, the pass to Doumbouya. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
It's Oladipo on the wing. At the elbow, it's Markkanen. Shoots over Doumbouya. And the Bulls with another miss.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
No, you're right. He'd take that 10 out of 10 times. He's not going to miss many of those.
Markkanen passes to Oladipo. Up again, controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Timing on display. I mean, you got to respect Wendell Carter Jr.'s ability to read where misses are going and pounce on them.
Passes it to Mikhailu.
Yeah, misses become flash.
Now, Doumbouya. Chicago grabs the miss. Markkanen's got rebound number 7 for him tonight.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Bulls.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And so this will now translate to 14 wins on the season.
And as we get set to put this one to bed, a one-sided season series thus far, they've won 2 straight.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, that was a really phenomenal all-around game for Victor Oladipo.
Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
First free throw is good. So for the Bulls. Luke Cornett, he's checked in for Lauri Markkanen. Harrison comes in for Porter. And it's done in for Satoransky. And Detroit with a change here, too. Kennard's checked in. No good on the second free throw. And Cornett gets it to go.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
Yeah, I love how they play for one another out there. No signs of selfishness. It's just a total team effort.
Here's Galloway. Harrison with the rebound. And so here is Chicago. Back to Carter. Whoops, they pick off the pass. And now the Pistons fast break. Here's Doumbouya. And the jam by Doumbouya.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
Yeah, going defense to offense in an instant. Every team now calibrated to do that.
And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense. Potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. See you later.
Here come Kane with the same old pat on me. I don't do that, but I'm talking about the that I come through stat way. Let me run, money in the bank, I ain't talking about a match. Looking for the cat, I'ma be where I'm at. I'm just making L's, that's that. Get up on my side, man. Catch play, switch lanes. I'ma need a bag on side to a hit stage. Nigga goofy in the spot, we gon' engage. Walk up in the kick it like I said. Walk up in the to clean up froze. They don't do well. Like the beat I keep with. You ain't got no little boy. So good, we broke, I ain't no fun. I spin it just for fun. Eat that hair, shit for lunch. Fuck up in it with the VVS. Can't get my girl cause I don't do the test. Don't give it much. Fuck up with